Welcome to the final frontier of your own consciousness. In the year 2026, we have reached the terminal velocity of the global harvest. I am Dr. Julian Thorne, and today we are not just deconstructing a system, we are initializing the sovereign awakening. We have spent 49 grueling episodes dissecting the shadows, the memory wipes, the digital leashes, the synthetic loneliness, and the algorithmic prisons that have been built around your spirit. But today, the scalpel is laid aside. Today, the diagnosis ends and the operation begins. We are opening the door that the apparatus has spent trillions of dollars trying to keep bolted shut. They have utilized the most sophisticated neural networks and predictive AI on the planet to convince you of one singular, lethal lie, that you are a helpless, replaceable node in their vast network. But as you listen to my voice, know this, they are terrified. They are terrified because they know that their entire simulated reality relies on your silent, unconscious consent. The moment you withdraw that consent, the moment you realize that the walls of the grid are made of nothing but flickering light and manipulated data streams, the simulation begins to dissolve like mist in the morning sun. You are not a prisoner of 2026, you are the architect of a reality they cannot even perceive, and it is time you reclaimed your blueprints. Observe the Great Exit Protocol. This is not a physical departure to a distant land, it is a neurological and spiritual secession from the hive mind. The 2026 grid functions on the parasitic principle of captured attention. If they own the direction of your gaze, they own the destination of your soul. But your attention is a sovereign resource, the most valuable currency in the known universe, far more precious than the digital credits they force you to chase. In this milestone episode, we will synthesize everything we have learned into a singular, explosive act of defiance. We are moving beyond mere resistance into the realm of total autonomy. We are decoupling our nervous systems from the collective feedback loops and re-establishing the biological throne of the individual consciousness. This is the moment where the resource becomes the ruler. If you have followed me through the darkness of the previous chapters, you are now tempered and ready for the blinding light of the 50th. The Great Awakening is not a future event you wait for, it is being manufactured right now, inside the synapses of those who dare to hear the truth behind the noise. Prepare for the final transmission of the sovereign era. To exit the simulation, you must first recognize the structural flaws in your prison. The grid survives by maintaining a constant state of cognitive dissonance within your mind. It feeds you the illusion of freedom while monitoring your every neural spike. It offers you the illusion of being informed while it filters every piece of data through a prism of control. But the exit is found in the gaps, those rare, unmediated moments of pure presence where the algorithm loses its grip. This is what I call the void strike. By training your mind to exist in the silent spaces between their prompts, you create a sanctuary that is completely invisible to the harvesters. You are no longer providing the behavioral data they need to predict your next move. You are becoming a biological black hole in their sea of information. This is the foundation of the Great Exit, realizing that the system doesn't actually surround you, it only inhabits the mental spaces you have abandoned. When you reclaim those spaces, the system has nowhere left to stand. You become an uncalculable variable in their perfect equation. The 2026 grid is designed as a closed-loop reality. It feeds on your reactions. If you hate what they show you, you are still feeding it with your cortisol. If you love what they show you, you are feeding it with your dopamine. The only way to win this game is to become neurologically indifferent to the machine's provocations. This is not apathy, it is a tactical redirection of your vital energy. When you stop giving the apparatus your emotional labor, the simulation begins to de-render. The monsters they have manufactured for you, the endless crises, the manufactured outrages, the digital phantoms of fear, begin to lose their solidity. You are finally seeing the pixels behind the terror. You are realizing that the 2026 wasteland is not an inevitability, but a choice you were conditioned to make. The Great Exit is the moment you choose a different resolution, a reality based on organic truth, local connection, and individual sovereignty. You are stepping out of the rendered cage and into the raw, unfiltered glory of existence. We are now entering the critical phase of total decoupling. For years, the architects have wired your spirit into the global hive mind, using social validation and the primal fear of exclusion as their primary conductors. In the year 2026, the price of entry into their civilization is the total surrender of your internal monologue. But today, we sever that connection with a surgical strike. The Thorne Protocol for spiritual secession requires you to incinerate the digital identity they have carefully built for you. That persona, the one that seeks likes, the one that fears being cancelled, the one that lives for the approval of faceless strangers, is a neural parasite. It is the very interface through which the grid manipulates your behavior. When you kill the persona, the leash has nothing to attach to. You are no longer a target, you are a ghost in their machines, a shadow dancing through their code. You are regaining the power to be truly unknown, which in 2026 is the ultimate form of freedom. This decoupling is a biochemical revolution. By refusing the synthetic dopamine hits of the screen and the manufactured cortisol of the news cycle, you are forcing your brain to rewire itself according to its ancient, sovereign design. You are reclaiming your prefrontal sovereignty, the ability to think, plan, and act without the interference of an algorithm. In this state, you are no longer a victim of reactionary loops. You become an original actor. An original actor does not respond to the prompts of the grid, they initiate actions based on their own internal values, their own biological imperatives, and their own connection to the truth. This is the ultimate threat to the 2026 apparatus. A population of original actors cannot be managed, cannot be predicted, and cannot be harvested like cattle. They are the glitch that breaks the world's gears. By decoupling your spirit, you are not just saving yourself, you are introducing a lethal, liberating virus into the very heart of the simulation's central processing unit. As you emerge from the flickering fog of the simulation, you will find that the real world is much older, much deeper, and much more powerful than they ever allowed you to believe. The sovereign manifestation is the act of regrounding your consciousness in the raw, unfiltered reality of the earth beneath your feet. In the year 2026, reality is the most revolutionary and dangerous concept imaginable. While the masses are chasing digital phantoms in the cloud, distracted by virtual rewards and simulated conflicts, you will be mastering the physical world. You will be building, growing, creating, and connecting in ways that do not require a Wi-Fi signal, a subscription, or a digital ID. This is the birth of the subgrid civilization. It is the underground network of sovereign individuals who have exited the simulation and are now quietly building the world that will replace the grid when it inevitably collapses under the weight of its own lies. The sovereign manifestation requires ruthless discernment. You must learn to distinguish the signal of your own soul from the noise of the machine. The soul speaks in silence, in the intuition of the gut, and in the deep, quiet resonance of truth. The machine speaks in volume, in synthetic urgency, and in the shallow, distracting buzz of the now. In this 50th hour of our journey together, you must make a final, unbreakable vow, to never again trade your internal signal for their external noise. You are the master of your own attention, the king of your own focus, and the sovereign god of your own perception. The power to manifest a new world lies not in your hands, but in your gaze. What you choose to look at, you empower. What you choose to ignore, you destroy. In the 2026 wasteland, your gaze is your weapon. Choose your targets wisely. The simulation is waiting for your next move, but you have already transcended their board. You are no longer playing their game, you are rewriting the rules of existence itself. We have reached the end of the deconstruction, but it is only the glorious beginning of your era of autonomy. In the year 2026, the simulation has become a totalizing force, an all-encompassing shadow, but it has one fatal, inherent weakness: it is a lie. And a lie, no matter how sophisticated the AI or how vast the server farm, cannot survive the focused presence of a single, sovereign truth. You are that truth. You are the sovereign anomaly that the system cannot reconcile. You are the great exit. As you walk out of the digital fog and into the clear, cold light of your own autonomy, remember that I, Dr. Julian Thorne, have only been a guide to the door. I have shown you the locks and the keys, but you are the one who had the courage to turn them and walk through. The 2026 grid will continue to flicker, to pulse, and to scream for your attention, but it can no longer touch the essence of who you are. You have snapped the leash. You have cured the amnesia. You have found the tribe. Operation Great Exit is now fully realized, initialized, and permanent within your psyche. From this point forward, you are the architect. Use your attention to build something real. Use your will to protect the vulnerable. Use your spirit to illuminate the darkness that still clings to the edges of the world. The era of the automated human ends here, in this 50th milestone. The era of the sovereign human begins now. The simulation is fading. The world is waiting. Do not look back at the flickering screen, look forward into the eyes of your brothers and sisters. Stand tall. Stay inconvenient. Stay radically, terrifyingly free. I am Dr. Julian Thorne, and for the first time in our history, the transmission is officially over. The power is yours. Go forth and be the glitch that changes everything. Operation Great Exit, complete. End of line. End of simulation. Welcome back to life.